in a positive way each and every day. I hope that you can come and visit me in the morning at 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. I don't know what time it is where you are, but for me it's 6:30, which means I get up at 5:30, sometimes in a brain fog, completely out of my mind, not really knowing where I am, but peaceful. And that's what I want. I want to be peaceful. Kelly, I'm so glad you're on the network. Tarot Talk with Kelly. I highly recommend following her. She's awesome, a great reader. Thank you, Walt, for all the support today. I'm just looking through my notes here. Let's see what we got here. Because I get on here and I totally forget to mention people. Okay, so I had someone today talk to me about toxic people, toxic language, toxic body language. Michael, how do I control my anger? Michael, how do I stop myself from saying really awful things? And when I get hurt, I want to hurt the people around me. Or if I'm sad, I want the people around me to be sad. Do you know people like that? You know, they'll come in the room and you'll be in a good mood and they drain you dry and they're like an emotional vampire, right? We all have those in our life and they're like the pity party. It doesn't matter what day it is. This happened to me and that happened to me and woe is me. And you could go back 3 years later and this happened to me and that happened to me. And they don't realize they're drawing that negative energy to them, right? Just like you can draw positive energy. I am absolutely blown away at the amount of people who have been complaining about HAPS. Well, the end result, okay, is the product itself is absolutely beautiful. And it's on multiple streams. You don't pay for that. And you reach out to people from all over the world. And because the quality is so good, people don't mind watching it and they can now cast it to their TV. The one problem I have noticed, though, is web devices are not great. If you do it on the computer, it's absolutely fantastic. I have to be real with you, though. People like the Truth Conductor, I'm waiting for the day when they come here. And if anybody knows who the Truth Conductor is, he can be very toxic. And his language is pretty brutal. And he loves to be at war with atheists. And atheists love to be at war with him. And there's not a lot of love in their room. And I remember one time they invited me in, and I swear I became the referee. I don't think there was one point that I said that anybody listened to, but they wanted it to be civil enough that it could be a good broadcast, I think. I think that was the goal. I think that was the only reason I was in that room. If you're in moments of great stress, just take a moment and just put your hand on your heart chakra and just breathe. Just take deep breaths. Sending love out to Terry, who just had a birthday. Sending love out to Kathy. Sending love out to Suzanne. Thank you so much for your friendship. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all the beautiful souls. Thank you, William. Thank you, Stacy, for your kindness, your daily kindness. Stacy is one of the kindest people I think I've ever met, and so bright. Very honored to have you as a friend. Thank you to James. James Heaven, he won't mind me saying his name, for being my best friend since grade 5. He's always been the foundation, even when I was crazy, like completely off the rails. Thank you to some of my new friends. Thank you, Fraser, for all your support recently. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Twan. Thank you, Mark Goldberg, for this wonderful platform where I can share my gifts. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joel, for your patience and kindness over the last 6 years. I really appreciate all the things you have done for me. Thank you for my patient, loving wife, Barbara. Thank you for my children. Thank you, Jocelyn, for loving me unconditionally. Thank you, Jenna, for always making me laugh and being a great friend. And thank you, Laura, for all your creativity. Last couple of weeks have been really crazy. Really crazy. Fraser. Hi, buddy. How are you? Chris, how are you? I saw one of your videos. Really liked it. Just was doing a little bit of healing there. Fraser, I think I invited you. Like 90% sure I did. Oh, look at that. He's got his goals there. He did his little video. Yeah, please. Let me just double check here. That was fun. I needed that. It was just a little breather there for a second. Okay. Let's see. There he is. You're invited, my friend. Sorry about that. There we go. I've also invited you, Chris. A lot of people are afraid to come up right now because it's not working that well. Sorry about that, Fraser. I usually put you in right away. There you go. Thank you.
I did a video just to let you know, just to show that
I saw the video. I saw it there, and a part of my heart was sad because I was like, if he could have just waited a couple minutes, I would have been there. And I ran in the rain, and I was going up the hill, and it was slippery, and I fell. And then as I went down the hill, I slid into an old lady, and I went, I can't let down Fraser. And then I got there, and I'd like to talk just for a few minutes about the many wonders of Randy W. Horton. Yes. And then that's what I thought the video was going to be about, and it wasn't. So what did you talk about? Your goals on HAPS? Is that what you talked about?
No, I just,
Chris, feel free to come on up if you'd like.
Hi, Chris. How you doing? I was approaching to what are your goals for HAPS and what you want to achieve through the platform. That was pretty much it. And obviously I thanked yourself and Randy for the people, and Twan, and that was hi Travis. So it was just really that was get to have people come up on camera and just to have their tell their thoughts and what they would like to achieve, and their goals and what they. That's pretty much it. It was just for people to come on and have a chat. And that was the kind of that was it, you know. So,
Travis, I've invited you as well. Is Travis a friend of yours?
Travis is connected with me. I've subscribed. Yes, I've.
Travis, if you'd like to come up, I always love to meet new people. You know, it's nice to have friends on here, but I think part of this is reaching out to people. And when I do these ones at night, they're less structured. Not that the ones in the morning are stressful. Or are they stressful in the morning for you? Are they? Do I mean structure? Stressful, strict. Structure. They're great the first 20 minutes. If you want something really calm and beautiful, the first 20 minutes is always good. Hello, hello.
Haps team, Lucia, how you doing? Or Lucia,
Yeah.
Lucia.
Now, are you? She's part of the Haps team, right?
Yes, she is. And she's.
And
I just heard there's a lady called Michelle, and I just heard it was Mark. It was Mark. Mark, the one of the main guys of Haps team.
Yeah.
I love.
Well, I've invited you up if you'd like to come up. So there's a huge list here.
Yes. I love that you're being very strict and fair on people who are maybe abusing the rules or maybe are kind of dirtying the water. And I think that's
I love
good.
that. Dirtying the water. I love that. That's beautiful. That was poetic. But that's what they're doing energetically. I'm not making fun of you. I'm really being honest because that's what they do is that when you come in here and you disrespect this platform.
Yes.
And you attack people that are mentally not at your level. That's an unfair fight. You know, that's like someone who's 350 pounds, chiseled, 23 pounds, you know, of muscle man in the brain, ready to rip your head off, and they come at you, and you weigh 72 pounds soaking wet. Unless you got a gun, it doesn't seem like a very fair fight.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm seeing on here. I'm seeing people who are superior brain power going after people who can't defend themselves. I'm trying to be nice there, buddy. Help me. You see, I don't want to say anything to hurt them, right? But
no. I think there's a lot of people who've come over who are.
Yes, I'm starting to see Periscope. I'm starting to see some of the Periscope people here.
Yes,
I am
going to say dirtying the water, and I'm going as the mysterious voice only again. That would be
okay.
Nice.
So, do you want to beam up, and we'll just do the mysterious voice? We can do that.
Yeah, beam me up, Scotty, or beam me up.
We do. We get that a lot in the morning because people aren't camera ready. And this morning we had someone do their makeup. That was wild. I love that. And we're desperately trying to get sponsors now for any form of makeup. Now, I think Fraser and I will have a rough time. I don't think there's enough makeup in the world to make these images heightened to the level that we saw the Twan. You know, Twan brought his A game today. We saw the prep that goes into being semi movie star.
Exactly.
Yeah, semi movie star. But so the people in the room and the people on the rebroadcast, if you can, what are you currently grateful for in this moment? And what are you currently working on trying to make yourself a little better? So for me, I'm going to share something with you, Fraser, and I'm being real, and then I'll let you talk, I promise. I'm right now trying to be a person who's not reactive. And I'm trying to be a person who is giving people the benefit of the doubt. And I'm trying to come from a place of love and light and unconditional love. But there are times, I'm telling you, that rage in me starts to billow up. And I have to either go off air or, pretend I have to go to the washroom. And so if you hear me punching the walls, screaming your name, you upset me again. Okay, your turn. Go.
So, just envision the wife shining. What's that noise, love? Engage the tank out the garage so I can engage. Anyway.
No, I'm serious though. I deal with anger at times.
I completely. What I'm grateful for, as I've been thinking, I'm grateful for the connection of meeting you, sir, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the support, and I want to say thank you. Okay.
Yeah. So can you read the comment there on the bottom? It's St. John. There we go. I knew who that is. I know St. John as soon as that. The name is hard to read from here, but
yes, it's in day. She's just arrived, and there's obviously Lucia. I think she's not sure she's popping up on the voice only. But no, I just want to say I'm grateful for meeting you. It's grateful to kind of cross paths with you. And
oh, thank you. That means a lot to me. It's ditto. It's ditto. You had me at hello. You really did. You know.
I
Hello.
agree.
Is it me you're looking for? No. Okay. All right.
No, but I do. I'm grateful for crossing paths with you. I'm grateful, and it's true. I think what we want to, just the two of us, and also we want to.
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us, you and I.
I wouldn't sing because everyone will leave. I'm glad you can carry on singing, which is good. But on a serious note, I believe. I just want.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
I won't sing.
Think about it every night and day.
Crumbs.
Spread my wings and fly away.
Hello,
karaoke. How are you?
It's your karaoke.
It's great. She's not saying anything. Say hello.
Oh, hi, Lucia.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Is it Frasier you're looking for? No. Good to finally meet you.
Good to meet you. How you doing?
Again, yes.
Yes. I like that voice. It is very mysterious.
I know.
I don't know. So who is your boss and Haps, if you don't mind me asking? Who's the boss man? Is that who I think it is? Is it Mark?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. You're part of the Haps team, it says, right? So did you work for Haps? No?
Yes, I'm like a contributor. Yeah.
Oh. I always thought you were like staff. I thought you were like Peter Pablo, that kind of thing. Mark.
I help them, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So your broadcast, what kind of things do you do? What's your stick? How can we promote you?
What do you mean?
Well, everybody, like I do like a spiritual show. Frasier is trying to find new hair products, and he.
Okay.
Well, he had a full head of hair. This is true. A month ago, he volunteered to help me, and it just started coming out in clumps.
Okay, so he hasn't found like good hair products.
No.
He's
okay. We can help you. We will help you.
Well,
yeah. There. Anyway,
well, I started doing like mental health broadcast at first. I still.
You're in the right place. We need some mental health advice for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why you said these two guys right here definitely need some mental health advice. Beam me up. I've got some. I got
the tips.
Okay, so you're here. I want to ask you a question then. What is the biggest mental health issue right now?
What was
Frasier? I didn't do it on purpose. I swear to God, Mel.
But that's a good way, like, to put it in a small word. Mouth. Yes.
I fell in love with. I fell in love with her because she was involved with Mouth.
And it's very good at mouth.
It's all about the mental health. When you can't get it out and you really need help, Mouth will be there for you.
Mouth. Always count with Mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We will not leave you in the dark. Mouth is here for you.
Yes. 24/7.
Okay, so what is the biggest concern here? And I don't mean in this room for like COVID, 2021. I heard we're not going to be out of this till 2025.
Anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you, on a serious note, do you ever go on podcasts to talk about mental health, or did you ever?
Yeah, I am. Well, not podcasts, but I've done a couple of broadcasts about mental health, especially talking about like tips on how to deal with anxiety and depression, PTSD, and all that, since I like from my point of view of someone who suffers from anxiety and depression and PTSD.
Megan from Australia, her name is Mega Andrews, beautiful woman. She counsels people who have been abused by their spouses, type of thing. And she said it's a bit off the charts crazy now because people are at home all day, and
domestic violence has been
right. Suicides are up. The
Mm-hmm.
other thing that's up is divorce, because people that were hanging on and, you know, being civil because they were at work all day and they could tolerate each other for the 3-4 hours a night. But now they got the kids running around. They may have some money issues, and everything now is on the surface. They don't have rubber boots because they're constantly in the poop. Mouth.
Yeah. Mouth. No, but on a serious note, for example, when the pandemic at first, I mean, I have chronic anxiety, and at first I was like, okay, I have like.
Are we triggering it right now by any chance?
No, not at all.
I find Fraser does that with me. Okay.
No, if it, I wouldn't be talking about it if it was triggering.
Would you?
But you're about the greater good.
Yeah.
Like you would battle on. You're like Xena, right? You would find a way.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I get that if someone needed your help, and this is intuitively right now, you would be uncomfortable but still help them. Even wouldn't matter. That's just who you are. You would move forward. So
yeah.
Unless someone was repeatedly abusive to you, then maybe not. But even then, I think you might give them the benefit of doubt. I really get that you're a gentle soul, and that's part of the reason you're not coming on camera. Now, Fraser and I, we're just, we're fame hogs here. Like we just live.
But I do when I do broadcasts, I do come on camera. So
what do you do? Jumping jacks beforehand? Do you know what I do? Do you know what I do if I'm honestly stressed out in the broadcast? I call Fraser.
What?
I call Fraser.
He calls me.
Oh, really?
I do. I call him and I go, I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
I'm having mouth.
I'm having mouth again. Not melt toast, mouth.
But Lucia, on a serious note, would you be interested in being interviewed on my podcast? Because it sounds like I've been through depression myself in my own life, and it'd be good to. I'd like to interview people who, especially, discuss what you're trying to do to help people.
Yeah, of course.
It is more common than people know, isn't it?
I think that's why. I mean, the whole point that I started talking about it. I mean, I'm a survivor. I'm an abuse survivor. And the whole point I started talking about it, it's because people need to know that it's common, that it happens, that it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
And that, you're not alone.
I love that. Can we say that again together? It's okay not to be okay.
Okay.
It's okay not to be okay.
It's okay not to be okay.
But at the same time?
Yes, let's go.
Well, no, we can do it telepathically if you want with a play dance.
I mean,
Overlords, it's okay to be okay.
Who's gonna count?
We're back. We're back. Sorry. You know what happens? I get cryptic messages from my overlords. Hello.
Okay.
So there's never a dull moment in Michael's broadcast. Trust me.
No, but you know what? I'm trying to make light of something here, and I shouldn't. But
it's
intense.
It's
intense. It's intense.
It's to make it, light, because it's
like a pastry.
Yeah,
like flaky.
Flaky. That's what I was thinking.
Flaky, tender, crispy.
I know.
Succulent. Oh no, sorry. Sorry.
It's
so
okay
we went
to be okay.
It's okay not to be okay. And you know what? It makes me sad. And I think that's part of the reason. That's my escape mechanism, is humor. And when I start to overload, and I find that I start thinking about the people I care about who clearly have suffered from depression over the years.
Okay.
Hi, Michael. Peter North here. Old adult film star. I remember that cartoon all too well. Thanks, Peter.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Lucia.
I will. Of course, I will be on your podcast. That's okay.
What's the easiest way to connect with you? I don't know whether I connect with Michael on Facebook. Sometimes Facebook Messenger can be okay. I don't know what the best way.
Fraser, can I make a suggestion too? Sure. If you could get her and Megan, they could bounce off of each other. And I think you'd have a dynamite podcast. And she is from Australia. She's fun. Keep me the hell away from it because it would be insane.
Well, but how
is she on the
platform? Time zones, it would be a bit of a snooker.
Well, I never sleep, so it's okay.
Right. Now, when you say snicker, do you mean like a Snicker bar? No, do you mean like the peanuts nougat?
No, I said Snickers. I said Snickers.
If Snickers wants to, sponsor this show, send us some free samples.
I'll take it. Yeah,
we'll take it.
I'll have to taste it like a couple of times.
We were talking about pastries earlier. We will gladly take on pastries.
Yeah,
but I said snookered.
MILF, MILF, the new mental network.
Anyway, but no, well, let's we could try. I mean, either way, I don't know. Michael's got the contact for this other lady, and maybe we can sort something out.
Colin's here.
Here's myself.
Colin, we have room for everyone. Don't worry. And Colin is
a sweetheart. Sure I'm gonna type my email.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. Just stay. Be here with us. Be with us forever.
I'll be here forever.
Is it okay to connect with you on Facebook this year?
Do I have audio?
Yeah, you can. I don't use Facebook.
Colin, I can barely hear you, buddy.
Podcast is on.
What's the
Here comes Colin. Here comes Colin.
Okay.
You have audio. My
1, 2, 3.
My email. You can write.
Right. Okay. I'll just call you through.
Send me an email.
Yeah. Right, okay. I'll copy that. And
but I also have Michael. I forgot. I do an F1 show with Pablo.
Okay.
We do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I really love the idea of us addressing mental health. Colin, you know quite a bit about mental health, don't you?
Yeah, I can get by. It's what I help a lot of people with.
Yeah.
Do I have audio?
Hi, Colin.
Hi. Good evening. Do you have audio? I'm having some problems.
I have audio. I have your picture of Haps here. You've become Haps. And I love the transformation. I think it's a beautiful look for you. And I think it's powerful. And I think the future is with Haps. I do.
Mm-hmm.
You like the pink?
Yeah.
I'm yum. I'm just going to say that.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about mouth.
Yes. Yes. We have to break that down though. Can you break that down for us? Anybody?
Mental health.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. What aspect? Give me some kind of clarity on that one.
Michael was asking me, and I was telling him that I do some broadcasts sometimes talking about mental health and the stigma around it, and how to lightly talk about anxiety and help others to give them tips on how to cope.
Yeah.
And especially right now.
Yeah. I love what you said earlier with it's okay to be not okay. Because
it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So many people right now, it's okay to be not okay.
It's okay to not be okay. Yeah.
And not everybody has Colin's voice. And that's okay too. So if you find yourself floating into some beautiful pond and maybe not really knowing where you are, and you feel like you're floating amongst the stars, that is just the hypnotic power of Colin's voice.
Yep.
Sultry sounds of Colin Porter.
Yes, and you'll hear whispers in the background, even though it looks like Fraser's doing it. He's not.
It's the voice from the wilderness. Yeah, it's a great phrase. It's okay to be not okay. I heard somebody say that. Richard Wilson.
Yeah, it's used a lot.
Richard
right
Wilson.
now.
And it's a great phrase. I mean, we've all got such a lot of stuff going on that we're having to deal with at the minute. Not necessarily just the advent of the COVID, but the knock-on effects of that.
Colin, can I say one word? Freedom.
You can.
Freedom. When I say
Great
freedom,
word.
what does that mean to you? Because right now, to me, I say I'm lying. It's more than one word now. Freedom has been taken away. So the basic freedoms we had before, the things that we loved, he's calling Donald. Are you calling Donald there?
I was doing that for a laugh because this morning.
Are you? This morning, yeah.
Just checking the
Yeah,
cave.
I told him stop calling Trump. He's in enough trouble. Just don't.
I'm joking. I think that was
Yeah. So freedom has been taken away, and for me, that is the hardest thing. I miss my old life, and I think that's part of the reason you're seeing so much sadness right now. Is we had a hard reset. Would you agree with that, Colin?
I would agree with that. You know, I mean, I've mentioned this before. I'm big on what I call the creature comforts that we all strive to put into place. And when they get, let's say, disjointed, they get displaced, that is when we hit that anxiety mode. And we're living in a time that's proving that 100% right. You call it a loss of freedom. Freedom is one of our greatest creature comforts. We like the certainty that everything is how we like it to be. We spend our lives putting these routines in place so that we know that at a certain time of day we've got the ability to go here, to go there, to go wherever. We can just go to visit a loved one. We can just reach out and touch somebody and have that experience, that tactile, you know, that giving the hug, receiving the hug. Of course, when that gets taken away, it's how we cope with that. And it's a case of finding some kind of coping strategy. You know, I mean, it's with the advent of apps there, you know, we've got the ability to talk to people across the globe, but there are other avenues. There's WhatsApp, there's Skype. It's not quite the same, but when you can see that person, that loved one, and hear their voices, that does offer some kind of solace, believe it or not.
Can you, do you have the ability, sir, still to read the comments?
I can. The comment here, last one, it says, if you have the time to worry about if you are all right, you have the time to act. You are just the thinking. And you are just fine. Thinking helps myself. So this person, Rebecca Ann Meredith on YouTube.
If you haven't time to worry about it.
Aye, and her commas were displaced, but she must have them.
I think you know it's funny she used that word displaced because I think a lot of people emotionally right now feel displaced.
Yes,
they don't feel grounded. They don't know what day it is. Every day is Groundhog Day. We're replaying the same day over and over. Like it can be Sunday and I think it's Tuesday. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. It is.
This is what I'm saying, Michael. You know, I look at life as the majority of the time we're putting these creature comforts in place. So this is exactly the right word to use, displaced. Our creature comforts are displaced. Our freedom is displaced. It's been taken away. We're all suffering from loss, from lack, from that thing that we've taken for granted for so long.
Okay, you're going really fast here, and the average person is not going to understand you. And I don't want to be mean, but we know we have to. I don't want to say that. Okay.
No, I could.
Go on, say again, Michael.
What he was saying, I could say, well, my connection's starting to go. What?
Michael,
I got it, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I got all spice in the broadcast right now. See, that's what happens when my energy gets high. We will shut this down.
We will
not let you displace anything anymore, you crazy man.
To reiterate what
Colin was saying, that I'm speaking too fast. Is that where we're coming from?
Yeah, because the average person is just going to honestly fall into that lulling, beautiful, entrancing thing, and they're going to start, doing the foot clapping we talked about before.
Right.
And then we're going to have a pandemic of foot clappers all over the place going, he had me at displaced. After that, I was in outer space.
Oh,
sorry, but Rebecca says that, yes, when I'm not all right, I've no time to worry nor wonder.
Can I reiterate what Colin was saying, Elizabeth? Maybe.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, I get that, but
okay,
like what I wanted to point out before, for people who had already had like a pre-existing condition of mental health.
Okay.
So it could be
Someone's
like
got a radio on or something. Can you turn the radio off? Who's ever got
me?
Someone does. I hear a radio in the background.
Not I.
No.
That's weird. Okay. Keep going. Sorry.
Okay. So I had like all the like the tips and the coping mechanism to handle all the anxiety and all that, right. But it came to a point where I couldn't just keep doing it,
right?
Because it just I couldn't see where it was going to end. So that's when you have to like regroup yourself, and I kept doing like my therapy and all that, because you get triggered. Being the mind is a powerful thing. It is either for for the good thing and for the bad. So
okay. So what are your give me one of your coping strategies for when that hits?
Well, for example, at the beginning, I felt like relieved because for my anxiety, I had like all these tips. I mean, I color a lot. Like I had like 10 books full of doodles and I did it all day, every day, meetings on the computer, and I was Googling, I was doodling all the time, because that was the only way I could like my mind could stay like in that place and not wander and start thinking and going to that dark place that it used to go. But it came to a point where doodling didn't help me anymore.
Right.
So I suffer from PTSD, so I started having panic attacks out of nowhere. So I had moved back to my parents' house so I could help them to, do all the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so they didn't have to go out. So I did it. And when I had a panic attack, they we had like a whole like emergency plan.
They got caught in that
like, okay, Lucia is having a panic attack. They know they had to like hug me, but like really tight. So my breath, like I could like synchronize my breathing with theirs, and that's how we sort of I
like that. See when we go into that spiral, that panic attack and the anxiety, what we tend to do is get caught up in that loop. We're going round and round. The process it's like all over the place, jumping all over. Now, a little tip that I could give you, whether you've tried it before or not, I'm not sure. When we start to speak out loud, we take ourselves out of that loop. Because let's be fair, let's think about this logically. If you could choose to be okay or choose to be not okay, which one would you choose? Obviously, the answer is it doesn't take Einstein to figure this one out. You choose to be okay.
Yeah.
So when you is there a third choice, sir?
Michael, just give me a second. Right. So when you're in that spiral, would you choose to feel okay? Would you choose to feel not okay? Obviously, you would choose to feel okay. Therefore,
of course.
You get caught in this spiral we're going into autopilot. The mind starts taking over, the brain starts racing. Whereas when you start to speak out loud, we take ourselves out of that loop. We sidestep that cyclical or cyclical, however you want to pronounce it, thinking. And we say, we're choosing to feel like this. What do I want to do? What am I trying to get sorted? Why is this happening? When we start asking ourselves questions, the brain will always give us an answer. I mean, I've been caught up in loops before. All of us, we get caught up in this overwhelm. Let's call it overwhelm. Whether you call it overwhelm, whether you call it anxiety, whether you, so you know where I'm going with this. So basically, what I'm saying, next time it happens, just ask yourself, am I choosing to feel like this? What could I do instead? It may be I'll go make myself a cup of tea. It may be I'll call my mum on the phone. It may be, this is for yourself, by the way. Maybe ordinarily I would have said a trip down the shops, but, with the current situation. But anything that you can do, what would I choose to do? That's the question to ask yourselves. Am I choosing to feel like this? No. Straight away, that answer is going to come sweeping in. That takes you straight out of that loop. Okay, and as you say, you went to your parents and you was lining your breathing up with theirs. What we're doing here is taking control of our focus. And this is what we do when we speak out loud, when we ask ourselves that question. So anything that you can do to shift that focus, to step out of that cyclical loop, as I call it, is going to benefit you. That will bring your heart rate down. It will slow your breathing down. It'll enable you to get past it, even if it's for the next 5 minutes, and then the following 5 minutes, and then the following 5 minutes. Michael.
Touche. Amazing. Now, the only thing I'm a little worried about here, guys, did we go too deep? Because you are still comfortable, right?
Me?
Yes. You're good.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Because sometimes we forget where we are, and this is being broadcast. We have some wild comments going on here.
I haven't.
We should take a second here and just read some of these comments. Just as you were doing that reading, you were affecting the people in the room. So, especially Rebecca. So if we could, a lot of it to me is not making sense. Colin, can you read it from where you are?
Right. Okay. I had a touch of borderline personality disorder. We should ask and we should know. But why we wait to hit up the neurological system center? I'm going back. Okay, let me read that again. I had a touch of borderline personality disorder. We should ask, we should know. But why we wait to hit up the neurological? I'm going back.
We don't go deep. We go deep into the universe, don't we?
I produced the patient side. I graduated the patient side of this. You're going. Graduated the patient side of this. Open that up a little bit, please, Rebecca.
Certainly, patience is. Sure, going on.
Tanya, I invited you as well if you're interested in coming in. Thank you for the award, by the way. I would like, if we can wrap this up within about 3 minutes, and if we need to maybe do something off air, that would be great. But Colin, you have the skills to pay the bills, which we know, and he is available to do this type of work for you. There would be a fee, and we're very blessed to have you here today, sir. Thank you. I am hearing feedback from the back from someone. So
I've got Fraser feeding back from somewhere. It's obviously not from me.
I wonder why.
Okay, yeah. Well, they've had a lot of glitches today, so that's what it is.
I don't know why.
Yasmin, nice to see you, sir. Nice to.
Yes, well, Yasmin.
So Fraser, let him wrap this up. We'll give him about another 3 minutes here, and then we'll move on. But I don't want to go too deep. That's the thing.
No, I did, Michael. That was my fault. I should have taken it private.
Well, you are what you are. You're a kind man. But we also have to remember we're on air on multiple platforms, and even some of the comments we're getting are triggering people. If you get my drift here, so we, yeah, okay. I think you and I are telepathically talking right now.
Yeah, we got it. We got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, it's all yours then, Michael. I've finished. I'll let you wrap the show up.
Well, no, I'm not going to wrap it up. I just don't want to continue down that pathway with that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not the problem. We can do that. Let's talk about feet clapping.
No, we don't want.
Oh, my. You know I love the feet clapping.
Oh no.
You're hilarious. You're hilarious. You know what though? I would not on this format, maybe a different format. I would love for us to do stuff like that, but
sounds good.
I want to. I want to tell you how intuitive I am. All right, and I'm not tapping my my chest here, but if you look at the title tonight, what does it say? That was what I named this 46 minutes ago. Can you see what it says? Light chat. Because I knew it was going to be, everything today has been heavy. At my work, around me, people, like everything has been, when I was 3, I stubbed my toe and then I had fungus on it. And then the next thing I know, I was toe tapping nonstop. And I was listening to Colin, and then he started doing it, and then I got addicted to it, and I played the video over and over and over and over again. And then I found the rhythm. I found that rhythm he was doing, and I wrote a song.
That's how you
wrote it.
I'm just wondering, what was in that food that your wife cooked tonight?
That was vegan. That was really good. She's trying to keep me healthy. She's trying to keep me alive. But I've had a premonition that I'm going to die young, and I've said that for years. And Colin tried to tell me I'm going to live forever, which I love. Thank you, Colin. That was another show. But Colin's right. What you focus on, you get. You're. So Rebecca says I'm happy too.
Lucia, I will send you an email tomorrow morning, and we can arrange something.
Do you have like a date that you do those podcasts?
No, just flexible depending on when you're free, and we can sort something out.
What did
I
miss, Fraser? What are you organizing, buddy?
I
think Colin could do like.
Oh yeah.
Or we can have a broadcast, and Colin could be also part of it.
Well, I'll do it.
Would you like that, Colin?
I would like to check in with Michael, because he's my manager. He's in.
Well, as long as we don't do it on this platform, I'm good.
Okay.
No, I mean,
like if we don't do it on my channel, we're good.
On mine.
Yeah, no, that would be good. Listen, anybody who is lucky enough to have Colin in their broadcast, and I mean this wholeheartedly, get him to come in. And if you can get him to go deep and you're comfortable with that, then do that. But I've in the past had my toes nibbled. We talked about it earlier, in the snow. And
the yellow one?
Yeah, the yellow snow. Oh, did you watch that show?
I was on it. I was the mysterious voice.
Look at that. Don't you go with it? I don't remember, I don't even remember the times when Fraser had hair. The only recognition I have of that is when I look at pictures, I go,
there's something missing.
Colin, tell him, don't you eat that yellow snow. Say it with the sultry words. Go ahead.
The yellow snow. Go with that gut instinct. Go with that little light that's shining. It's a step away from the yellow snow.
But the yellow snow means something else. The yellow snow is actually code. Tell them what yellow snow means.
Oh, tell me. I was about to say, Michael, as you know, I work with clients on Skype, but if you want to just talk about this, just chatting, just a general chit chat on somebody else's channel, if you want to sort of move it away from yours, it could be Fraser's channel, it could be this good lady's channel. I'm happy to just chat away.
Just before Colin.
Okay, so
I was arranging this before to do a podcast on my podcast with Lucia to interview her regarding what she mental health, and obviously what she's gone through personally. That's what I was going to do, just to talk about her story.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, take it, Fraser, take it, buddy.
Yeah.
And I was saying, because when Michael asked me like what type of broadcast I do, I usually do on HAPS, and I told him that I started doing broadcasts about mental health, and and now I'm saying that we should do one, and if you want to join, you're totally invited. Yeah. On my
yeah, and you guys can do whatever, but Colin, if you could just kind of explain what you do, for the next minute or so anybody who is interested, because people will watch this somewhere down the road and go, I want to get that guy. That guy sounds great. and his name is not Haps, and he does not own the company. Not yet. Give him a week. And okay, so Colin, just tell them kind of what you do. Promote yourself.
Promote myself. I've never been big on promoting myself. I mean, as you know yourself, people tend to flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. If somebody needs somebody, then they tend to come into the vicinity, let's say, or the environment of the person that's going to help them. But yeah, I work with people. What's the phrase that I use? I help them deal with their crap. Right. Now, the crap is it's an acronym of current, references, and perceptions. And it's our references and perceptions that drive our life. The only way we can make any change, whether we're trying to achieve some kind of goal, whether we're dealing with anxiety, whatever, is to put some new references in there, to come up with some new a new approach to it, a new definition of a situation. Once we do that, we're looking at it from a different perspective, and life suddenly opens up.
So I didn't know that.
They're crap.
See?
In fact, I'm tending
we were meant to meet here.
Say that again, please.
I think we were meant to meet here.
Oh, yes. I mean, I was meant to meet Michael. I sort of gravitated towards him for some strange reason. We just
there's a man in here that looks very much like Randy W. Horton. I think it is. Could it be Randy? Hi, Randy. How are you, sir?
Good morning.
Hello, beautiful day to you, Mr. Michael, Mr. Colin, Mr. Fraser. Hello, everyone. It's another beautiful day in the Philippines where all your dreams come true. Hello, and how can I motivate you? Oh my God.
He's mimicking us, by the way, Colin. I love it. That's beautiful, buddy. That was good.
Yes, you
let your spirit animal fly.
That works. I like that monotone. As I always say, Randy calls a spade, so I could listen to this guy all day. I could listen till the cows came home, depending, of course, what time they went out.
Randy, what are you drinking, buddy? What do you got?
I am drinking coffee with long life whole milk inside.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
Hello from Toronto. Good evening, Toronto.
Hello. Actually, this is like deja vu.
He's the Newfie boy.
Hello.
Well, I'm glad you're here, sir. Yeah.
Michael, how long are you going to continue this broadcast? Is it with me going and throwing some clothes on?
Yeah, go put some clothes on. We would like that.
Okay. Give me 10 minutes.
that'd be great, and you can come back in.
You can still wear pink. It's okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So Randy, how was your HAPS experiment today? How did it go today? Cup of Joe, thank you so much for being so generous. I really, really appreciate it.
Whoop, whoop, Cup of Joe. What do you know? I'm going to be leaving in about an hour or so for a 3-hour journey. And we'll see how my experience goes. But I would like to forewarn, it will not be great because I'm going across a mountain to the other side of the island. So even if the app is 100%, there's going to be problems for me because I know there's not data in the middle of nowhere. So we'll see how it rolls. But there was just a big team meeting, Q&A, and they reverted back. They knew they had some issues, and they've corrected them.
Awesome.
They knew they had a problem for 2 days, so they went ahead and fixed it.
Perfect.
I didn't even see Colin said goodbye, or what happened?
He's going to put some clothing on so he can come on and we can have the full visual experience. He had the all he had earlier was the Haps emblem. So, yeah.
Okay.
But he was doing some really deep healing here, and I was getting a little uncomfortable, so we switched that. So because we had some very strange. Yeah, he was kind of doing work stuff, and this is not really a channel for that. It's supposed to be light, but it was, we were talking about mental health and how people right now are really suffering from all over the world. And
yeah, the best way to do that is to let people know, no matter where you're at and how you're suffering and what's going on in life, just remember it's your fault. You can change your situation. I'm not meaning that rudely, but you. Yes. Don't put it on the things around you. It's you. Pick yourself up. I'm gonna pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Nobody else can pick you up like yourself.
Of course, I agree. Yeah. Nobody can do it for you.
Evil doer. Hello from Zacatecas.
Can you hear me, Michael?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear him as well?
I hear some voice in the background. It sounds like Fraser. Where the hell is he?
I know. I'm here somewhere. I'm in.
No problem. Well, there you are. What's up, Mr. Fraser?
Yeah, we were having some audio problems. So what I did was I pushed some people out. I kept hearing reverting, circling voices in the background, and it wasn't through crazy mental illness or anything. So thank God.
I've noticed with more than one guest, it's just not viable right now. You may want to keep it to one. If you do 3 to 4, I don't know why, but
it's not good.
Really, it doesn't work any longer. So
you're better to have people up for a few minutes and then kick them out. I get it. So don't take it personal, people, if you are not in right now. So I'm sorry.
I did a broadcast earlier and gave you just literally, and I gave you I gave you a major shout out, Randy, but I actually called you. I said Randy Orton, and not. Hang on a minute, that's Randy Orton's the WWE wrestler. I meant Randy Horton. So I kind of had a slight Freudian slip. But on that,
it's no problem. I am 6 years older than him, so my name is prior to his birth, and he copied my name. He got lucky and became more popular.
Yeah, Cup of Joe, I've invited you up if you want to come up as well. Thank you. But today was probably the worst broadcast in the sense of quality, the first run, but I did okay on the reruns, and I'm happy. In all honesty, Randy, when I first did this format, I was expecting, with it being such a woo channel, if I got 300 views, I would have been happy, and I think I got 700 so far today on. So I'm very grateful, and I'm grateful for all the support that you've given me and Mark, and I am noticing, though, I'm starting to see a lot of people from Periscope.
To Cup of Joe, to everyone here, thank you for coming into Michael's Scope.
I do appreciate it. Thank you.
A long-time friend from every platform. Mr. Evil Doer is a long-time friend. And if I missed your name, I'm sorry. New Fee Boy, which I called Fi Boy for 2 years, and he corrected me after 2 years. He's so humble. I called his name for 2 years wrong. And finally, after the second year, he corrects me.
he felt comfortable enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least you were aware of it, right? So, I think the average person wouldn't know and wouldn't care. And even if they were told, they probably wouldn't remember they got it wrong. So that just shows you that you get
here from Titusville.
Yes. Let's see here. She's on air a lot. I've noticed.
Hello from Jebel. Nora's here. Hi, Nora. How are you? Someone live from Jebel, Saudi Arabia. Salam alaikum. Kif al-hal. Shlonik Nora.
What did you say there in English, sir?
Hello, and how are you? And God bless you. And I hope everything is great. Just good vibes, good hellos, and
Space Gal. I just invited her as well if she wants to come up for a minute. So
you're kind of broadcasting a bit today. You're not working today?
I was only on this morning. That was it, and I kind of just popped into rooms and said hello and a couple nice things.
Very well, thanks. Hope you're well.
There are some disturbing things that I want to talk about where we've got people. I would say that have superior brain power, bringing people in that don't, and using them as a pawn. I think you and I are cryptically talking to each other right now. Somebody you had already warned me about, and then they invited me in the room, and I was like, no, thank you.
I would like to say on your cryptic talk that we should continue that in a private conversation.
Yes, I agree.
There's no way to keep it cryptic.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I agree.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
Oh, what's happening? Space Gal, love the glasses. What's up with you? Looking well.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming up.
Oh, thank you for having me. Randy, I got my VIP.
Oh,
Yay! Congratulations! Yay!
So happy.
Do you know Space Gal's story, by the way, Michael?
Not at all. I would love for...
Okay, what I would like to do is step back, because I want her to show you a picture from where she was and where she is today.
Okay,
she went through a complete transformation, and it's a miracle.
Oh, okay,
so let me step back, and I would like her to share what she went through in her life and the miracle that's put her where she's at today. I think it's great.
It's really, I don't have one on my computer, so I can't share from my computer, but I'll show you all. Let's see.
Whoops.
Wow.
Can you show that? There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
Blooming egg. Wow.
That's incredible. So what was the catalyst that made you, like, when was enough and you said, I have to change my life? What was it?
Valentine's Day 2006. And then I went on a journey with my doctor, getting me approved and everything for weight loss surgery. And Valentine's Day 2007, I had weight loss surgery. I was very sick, probably very close to death if I didn't lose the weight. I had just congestive heart failure I went through. I was swelling, high blood pressure, diabetes, just a whole high cholesterol, just a whole range of everything. Had my weight loss surgery, had a lot of complications, lost my weight, and I've continued to keep it off. I just follow a very strict diet now. So.
Well, that is, your story motivates me every day to not give up on the diet that I'm working on.
Right,
so
Randy.
When I see that picture and I see you, just hearing you, and even if I don't jump in and talk a while, I watch and go, oh, wow, I got to remember that. That works. Stay motivated.
Randy, don't deny yourself something. Always a little something can never hurt, you know?
Yeah, that's what I thought till I met the neighbor's wife, and I don't want to go into that story.
I was waiting. I was like going, a 1 and a 2 and a 1.
I just don't know how to. I give you a lot of credit yesterday for going out to eat with everyone, and it was really hard for you for choices. So,
did you see what I had to eat? It was so terrible. It was like
I did see, and I would not have ended up eating, honestly.
Oh my God, the food that I had was just like
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, I left hungry, by the way.
I figured you would be because you weren't getting enough protein because you had so much of that greens. Yeah. No dressing on the salad. It was kind of rough. Yeah, that was rough.
I couldn't believe there was no dressing. Who serves a salad without dressing? Even oil or vinegar.
You had a little cup in front of you, and I said something. I didn't know if they put that down, if that had dressing in it.
It was soy sauce. And it tastes like a bowl of salt. I couldn't use it. It was too salty.
Oh, maybe a ginger dressing they could have gave you or something would have been good. So
Mr. Colin Porter is here. Oh my God. Looky here.
Oh, working. Do we have audio?
You're looking like such a gentleman.
Thank you.
You have that definitely gentleman look. Whenever you could actually, you would give what is it? But how do you say it when somebody is being valid? I can't say the word. Validity. How do you say it?
Validation.
Validation.
I'm a bit of a word nerd. I'm a bit of a word nerd.
Service or thought. You have the look. If Colin came on TV and told me it was okay to eat ants, I would probably try ants.
Good evening.
Hi, Vinita.
It's
Hey,
good to be
Benita.
back. It's good to be back. So
Okay, I'm going
what do I
to
miss
step down.
out?
I'd love to hear you, Colin, and I don't want to take up the bandwidth. So I'm going to step down and listen to your great vibes. And Miss Vanita, what's up? Okay,
Hey,
Michael,
Vinny.
can you put me down in the comments or just put me down where I'm not
Yeah, I
being
know what you
viewed?
mean. Yeah. You can just sit in the room kind of thing with me.
Yeah, I want to sit in the room. I'd like to hear Mr. Cullen. He inspires me. There we go.
Bless you. Too kind, Randy. Too kind. Right. Where were we?
I think he wants you to dance.
Me? Let's dance. Come on, let's go.
Colin, you scope or do you broadcast?
Do I scope? No. I came across this. I was in Blab a long time ago. I'm not sure whether you were part of the Blab experience, but no, this is sort of like 2 weeks new for me.
Oh,
it's all good stuff. I love it.
I didn't realize you were on Blab, Colin, or did I?
So, Colin,
I don't think we actually caught up. Yes, Michael.
I'm going to get a little bit of coffee, so I'm going to let you orchestrate the room here. And I know you're in good hands with these two ladies. They're both wonderful. So I'll see you in a moment. I'm blessed to have all of you in the room. Thank you.
Yes, sorry about Michael. I need coffee. I should have got coffee.
See, I got my coffee.
Where are we?
I have a liter of coffee.
Excellent. Excellent. That's what I need. My cup of tea is, what does it say? My cup runneth over. My cup is depleted. It's not good at all.
Mine's nice and fresh. I got it from Wawa.
We're drinking some water.
Oh, yuck. There's no flavor to water. Coffee's made with water.
No flavor. No flavor in the water.
Yeah.
Where did Fraser go? What happened to Fraser? He was here.
Fraser's down below.
Oh, okay. Okay. Ahoy, below. Right, ladies, where are we? What did I miss when I went to get dressed?
What did you miss?
Yeah.
What did I miss? What were you discussing?
Oh, I had just come up and we showed a picture of me when I had lost all my weight. I had gastric bypass surgery 2007.
Oh, okay.
So
how long did it take you to get over that? Because I know somebody who had a similar sort of thing. In fact, they had it twice, because the first time they actually they had such a passion for food, they actually broke the band. They sort of force fed themselves because they just wanted the food. My sister-in-law, as was.
Yeah, she had the lap band. I had actually the Roux-en-Y, which is the full gastric bypass.
Okay.
With mine, you can't eat sugars, fried foods. It's really strict, the diet, high protein diet. And did you find it easy enough to stick to the diet? That's my biggest burning question. Did you find it easy to stick? I'm here. I'm very light still. You know, I've been able to keep my weight off because I follow my diet. Excellent. My doctor saved my life. I've had friends that had it done. They've gained their weight back. I had a lot of complications after my surgery. I lost my weight really quickly. But even if I had to do it all over again, people have asked me, would you do it again? And yes, I would, because it saved my life. So I don't have diabetes no more, no high blood pressure. I don't have nothing, you know.
Okay. So I'm just curious, what kept you on track? What was your motivation for this? I know you said the doctor saved your life, but what kept you on track so that you were meeting that diet?
So my doctor blamed my smoking for my complications. And
they do that.
A lot of doctors,
they'll blame that.
They'll always blame you for your smoking. And he kind of yelled at me, screamed at me, and told me because of you and another girl that he would have to make sure everyone would quit smoking for 1 year before they had surgery. And he knocked me out.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to rebuttal it. He knocked me out. I never seen him again. Never. I would never go back to him. It was my last dilation he was doing to fix the complication I was having. And I think that was the driving force. And I sent him an email, I guess about 2 years ago. I sent him an email just to say, hey, you know, Dr. Scott, I think because of you, and I wanted to thank him for saving my life, you know, and that I've kept the weight off. It motivated me to follow the rules. And he sent me a really nice letter back. The entire team still happened to be working there, and they all talked about me because they all didn't have faith that I would keep the weight off. They just didn't believe I would keep it off. So I think that had a lot of motivation. But go ahead.
I was just about to say that
Waking up.
I don't like to use the phrase rubbing somebody's nose in it, but I'm going to use that phrase anyway. To rub somebody's nose in it when they say this can't be done, you're not going to do this. Somebody steps in your path, and you do it to spite them or in spite of them. That is terrific motivation. And it's like with anything in life, whether it's, you know, you're trying to deal with the loss of something or whatever problem, whatever hurdle, you're always going to get over, under, around and through if you've got that motivation, which is why I'm a firm believer in motivation first. And you're a prime example of that. I absolutely love that. Marvelous.
Right. And a lot of it, I had a lot of my friends, I lost a lot of my friendships over me losing my weight. They were heavy.
Yeah.
Why?
They were heavy, and they said I took the easy way out. And the jealousy that when I lost so much weight as quick as I did, it was always something like, oh, you're going to end up dying because you're taking the weight off so quick. And it's like, y'all need to be supporting me, not being jealous of me.
Yeah.
So,
because you become then, in effect, when this happens, I mean, I see it so often, when this happens, you become a mirror to them of their imperfections. They know that you've achieved this. And it reflects back at them every time they see you.
Yeah, and one of them did have weight loss surgery about 4 or 5 years after I did, and she gained all her weight back plus now.
That's a shame.
So what was the difference?
The difference?
What was the difference? You tell me.
Okay, I know exactly what her problem was. She picked up OCDs. When you eliminate food, you'll pick up maybe more OCDs, and one of them can be alcohol. And that was her outlet to her stress. Instead of food, she was going to the alcohol, and it was a bottle of wine, and that's sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar. So her downfall was that. And then she also always pushed the limits, like she always had to have desserts, or she was eating like foods like starches, a lot of starchy foods that you're not supposed to eat and stuff. And salads, which is not healthy for us. Everyone go, oh, salad's so healthy. Not for us, because we don't absorb any nutrients from that. We absorb our nutrients from our protein. And otherwise we have to supplement the rest of our vitamins.
I'm hearing all these things. I'm hearing all these things coming from you, but I'm still waiting for you to say the one thing. What was the difference? You give me a big long list. Let me tell you what the difference was.
I was the motivation. Difference. I was the
You had the motivation. Their motivation wasn't strong enough for them.
Right.
100%. You had the motivation. They didn't. That is always the difference.
Yeah. And they always thought, they always thought it was so easy, and there's nothing easy about this. It's a lifestyle change, and it's got to be that way for the rest of your life. It can't be for a week or 2 weeks. It's for the rest of your life to maintain that weight.
Yes.
So
that's such a valid point.
But once we put that, it's awesome. That's where I was going with this, Michael. If you could just give me one more second there. When we make that shift, whether it's a dietary thing, whether it's trying to give up the alcohol, whether it's trying to give up the cigarettes, whatever it is, first of all, the primary factor is always going to be the motivation. Mm-hmm. But once we've got that motivation in place, when we do something again and again and again through the repetition, it creates that new routine. Right. So it gets to the point where somebody says to me, do I have to do this? I said, yes, only till you want to do it, because it becomes automatic. It becomes second nature. We are creatures of habit. So we get the motivation like you did, and then you put that dietary thing in place. You did it again and again and again through repetition. So it's automatic. So you're not having to try so much. And over time, it gets easier and it gets easier and it gets easier.
Yeah.
So why is repetition the key? Is repetition the key? Let me give, I do want to go too deep, but I'm just going to go with this one. Okay. Right. Why repetition is the key? Because of you've listened to think about the word repetition, repetition. We're petitioning the mind, we're petitioning the brain to put this idea in there. And of course, once if you look at the mind like a multiverse of different parts of us, once you petition that idea in there, it's almost like you're voting for that new concept, that new idea, that new diet. We're doing it again and again and again. And each time you think about your motivation, this is why I'm doing it. You give your brain that rush, and it helps to strengthen that ritual. And eventually what happens, if we petition for something, we keep voting, the ruling vote always wins. Right. So the prevalent thought starts taking precedence.
Yeah.
And you're living proof of that.
Excellent. I had a very good support system. I had my kids and I had my father at the time. And they were there. I actually stopped talking to all my friends because they were so negative.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where I've taken negativity out of my life. And people can call it whatever they want to call it. But negativity brings you down. It stresses you out. And people who have eating problems.
Nothing positive was ever achieved by negative thinking. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Just stay positive. And, like my son will buy a pint of ice cream. I'll buy a pint of ice cream. I may only eat one spoon. And I put it in the freezer. And my kids mess with me like, are you going to eat your ice cream? I said, no, and leave it alone. When I want another tablespoon, I'll get one. It may be a month later. I love it. But it's mine. Leave it. Don't touch.
It's yours. You're in control. You're in control. Right. Yes. Love it. Awesome.
And it took a lot. It's hard. And, I even know like with Randy, it's hard. But it's one day at a time and retraining yourself and making the best choices. But don't ever deny yourself something. If you want a donut, get a donut. But don't eat a piece of it. Throw the rest
reward
away.
Yourself.
Have that piece.
Yeah. Each time you accomplish something, have a little reward.
Yeah. Right.
It gets the serotonin flowing in the brain.
Right.
Give yourself a little reward. Even if it's just half a chocolate biscuit, do whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Right.
Then give yourself a little biscuit, a teaspoon of ice cream, a spoon of ice cream. Just don't eat the whole lot.
Right.
Leave it in the fridge.
Yep.
So, ladies, are you following Colin? Because you should.
Yes, I will follow.
And I'm talking to all ladies on the rebroadcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will make sure I follow.
Bless
him
you.
After.
Appreciate it.
And Colin, are you single?
I'm following you. That's already done. That's already down there.
He didn't answer my question. Colin, are you single?
Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. Where did Michael go? I feel like I'm stealing his limelight. Michael, come back.
I'm still here.
There you go.
I'm still here. So, Colin, are you single, buddy? Are you single?
Good.
He's not going to answer the question.
No.
Colin, answer the question.
Yes. What's the question? What's the question?
Are you a single man? I told all the ladies on Habits to follow you. I want them to know that the intention's right. I love that it's breaking up. It's no longer working. If I don't answer the question, I don't want to answer.
What is the question?
Are you single and ready to mingle? So listen, folks, I'm actually going to end the broadcast, but I wish you well. I hope everybody follows each other.
Somebody talk to me. I've got no audio. My ears have stopped working. There's something wrong.
Yeah, that's happened before.
I hate it when your ears stop working. If my ears stop working, that's it. I won't be able to put my glasses on because they'll just fall straight off.
Yeah, a lot
hello.
They're having audio issues since they did that update last night.
Yeah, can someone just text him and tell him to drop out and come back in? Can someone do that? And then he'll see that because he probably
I can hear you, Michael. I hear you now.
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's try this question again, see if his hearing is fixed. Are you single and ready to mingle?
Am I single and ready to mingle?
Oh,
what has that got to do with the price of fish? Really? What has that got to do with the price of fish?
No.
Michael, you know that we're just going to be friends. We're not friends with benefits, my friend. No, we're just friends.
Yes, I know. But a person can dream. There you go. I was thinking more about the ladies that will watch the rebroadcast. But you know what? If you're an equal opportunity employer, that's fine with me. I'm not here to judge.
There is love out there on the broadcasting world. Ask Vanita. She knows very well.
Yes. Vanita, can you say something? Vanita, can you do some pearl of wisdom before we go? I would love to hear something uplifting before we go. Do you have something you can say?
Just always have good vibes, good energy, positive energy, stay kind, and be sweet to one another. That's all I ask.
Yes. And I do a show every morning at 6:30 till 7:30. And that's every Monday to Friday. So if anybody ever wants to pop in. And yes. Okay. Yes. So thank you so much for everyone being in here. And is everybody enjoying the HAPS experience? I hope so. Even with the
I'm loving it.
It's okay for me. I'm not
remarkably so.
I'm not too crazy about it.
You know what? Give it time. They'll fully embrace you. You're very lovable. I can see you gaining a whole new audience here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Plus what you have. I know you have a great audience already, but I think you're going to get a whole new wave of audience here that you didn't have before. Thank you so much for everybody being here. And Colin, I'm glad you're an equal opportunist employer. And I'm glad that having me. And I love that you have selective hearing. That was very good. Bye.
Thank you for having me.